What's up, everyone? Just got a 5-hour trade thanks to the universal model and how I actually use it in conjunction with the TTrades Fractal model entries when I don't enter in C2. Okay, so as you can see, daily bias, right? So daily bias price was in delivering from a daily fair value gap, right? This one. And we created a SMT. So we created that SMT with the, as you can see, bot ES and YM, right? This was the SMT. Okay, cool. So in the SMT, right? This became, by design, my target for the day. So this was my draw and liquidity. Okay. So this was a C2, right? If you want to analyze daily bias with TTrades analysis, right? So we failed to close under this candle, right? So this is by design or have a high chance to be bullish. So yeah, so this is something TTrades talks about a lot, and the MMXM as well, right? And the other guys like the GXT and other stuff as well, right? So we have this in mind. Okay, so we go to the 4-hour, right? You can see that daily did a small wick, expanded, created a fair value gap, H4, right? So we had models here as well, right? London session, beautiful longs. Okay, now price before market open, New York, we took external range liquidity and my draw liquidity, right? And on M15 we kinda printed bearish SMT, as you can see here. Where is the here? Okay. No. Talking about bearish SMT here, right? So with YM here, right? We had this bearish SMT. Okay. So I told you in the Discord before I went out that we printed this bearish SMT and we created this M15 gap. So I told you to short this gap, right? And it gave some points, right? But what I didn't see at the time, and we didn't have it at the time when I gave that idea, is that we didn't have the H4 fair value gap yet, as you can see here, right? So we didn't have it, right? So but the moment we printed it, then we have it, right? So I was driving, right? And here I saw that we have not just a H4 fair value gap, but we had an H1 gap as well, right? So H1 model or H4 model into a H1 model. But I waited, to be honest, for the H4 because it's the highest time frame, right? And the H1 model was nothing but the low of the H4 model. So we will take that H4, right? So M15, let's zoom in. So I was not trading now, I was driving. Then I came to the market somewhere here, right? And I saw that we had SMT with ES here, right? So let's check ES, right? So as you can see, here was our SMT, right? So this low, SMT, YM as well. Okay. So this was my CISD, right? Okay, cool. But the stop loss is huge, right? I'm not gonna take a stop loss like that. So what I did is TTrades logic, and I told you that I will speak about it in some videos, but here we are. Okay, so we have the H1 model as well, right? So I always tell you that trading the universal model is also trading CRT, okay? So the universal model entry will give us the M5 CISD, right? So SMT CISD universal model, right? Okay, cool. Now, I saw that we created here. Here's where I came to the charts here, exactly here. I saw that we have SMT, right? And universal model at a fair value gap, candle to closure, right? So we failed to close under this candle, right? Went to M5, and I saw that we already did the CISD, okay? So I actually missed this trade, right? So this was the universal model trade, long from here. Stop was 30 points, right? Target the first external liquidity, okay? But I actually missed that trade, right? But I came to the market at 11, right? So at 11, I saw that 11 just went and created a wick for the hourly, right? So at this open, I have the H1 candle in mind, right? So I saw that we created a little wick, displaced, created an FVG. So I want this FVG to support price, okay? So I waited for a confirmation for any bullishness from this FVG, right? Like closing above the candle that will or manipulate into this FVG as a order block, and then take in the trade, okay? So we did just that, all right? So it's kind of like the MMXFVG, right? But in this time, I want price to confirm the order block because price is messy, right? And I want to be thoughtful about any entries, okay? So I just waited for that closure above these candles, right? And I saw this candle printing. It was about to close here, so I was waiting to take it, but it didn't, right? Next candle, I saw that we had only like 20 seconds left, and price was just playing in here, right? So I just took, I think, sorry, I was wrong. I think I went, yeah. So I went to the M1, right? I went to the M1, and so the CISD, okay? So I just took this retracement, okay? So that candle I wanted to take didn't close, right? If you can see here, it ended up being a hammer, right? But not a, it was just manipulation for guys to go short, right? The guys that don't have a higher time frame bias, okay? So when you go to the 1 minute, you can see clearly that we mitigated something in this FVG, right? Took liquidity again, CISD. CISD fair value gap, so it was mitigation of that fair value gap. So I entered somewhere in here, right? Stop under the lows, right? And I targeted that, right? And it was exactly 5 hours, just like my trade, okay? So price exploded in here, right? And I was driving, right? So if I saw that, I would have closed the trade here because, right? Because after that, I came to the market here and I told you guys about it here. So I saw Chi, my boy, taking that for a signal. So because we have this M5 FVG, right? He clearly saw SMT in that M5 FVG. Let me show you. I think it will happen now. So this is the SMT. He saw this one, right? And I think, yep, we had this one as well, right? So SMT, CISD, and you know the rest of the story. He just exploded the buy button. He took 50 micros. But yeah, so stop under the project low, and did he actually took the trade from here or from here? I don't remember. But yeah, I think he took the trade here and put the stop under here. So he was just lucky enough, and then they exploded to our TP, right? So I think this is something you guys need to learn, right? So about the TTrades Fractal model, and if you want me to make you guys more video about that logic, I will, right? And yeah, so that logic is really good, right? You can see from London trade, right? So we took these lows, universal model to give you a C2, right? But you could have still taken continuations, MMX FVG style from that fair value gap, or you wait for the intra candle CISD, right? So did we check this low? No. So we close above this, you take that candle, right? Or this was actually 5. So 5, and then we had an order block that went into a fair value gap. We closed above MMXFVG style, but this one, it's an internal CISD, right? So this is stuff TTrade teaches in his YouTube, right? I didn't came up with this, but it's thanks to him that and his teachings that we know that you can go and study. You can find everything in his channel. It's basically everything is free. Okay, so let me go to show you deeper stuff. All right, so here, okay, so TTrades usually trades the C3 and C4, right? So how can you trade actually every candle? Okay, so he waits for the hourly open of a new candle, or H1 or H4 or H1, or it depends on what model you are actually taking. Okay, so you have the C2, right? So you have the candle that did the CRT, right? So you are trading candle 3. Okay, so that candle 3 will 2 entry triggers, right? You don't have more. So number 1, you will have an FVG just under the hourly open, right? And price will print a order block. Then we will have a CISD at the hourly open, okay? And this becomes the wick, right? Or at least we hope it will be the wick, right? The moment we close above the last down close candle, in this case, you take the long, right? You take the long, target 2R. Now that's the TTrades method, right? Now, second entry technique, if you don't have a fair value gap, you will have a swing low, right? 3 candles low, okay? You wait for it to get swept, CISD, you enter target 2R, right? Sometimes you will not have that sweep, but will have that SMT, right? You will have SMT, then CISD long, right? So this is just an idea or another way to have more precise entries, or if you want to trade the continuation actually, right? And yeah, the TTrades Fractal model is a really good model for continuations, okay? So all props to him, and go and check it out. It's all free in his YouTube channel. You don't have to pay for anything. Yeah. I'm just trying to find you guys another example, right? So this guy, right? So here. So if you can see, let's do it on ES, okay? So if you can see that we have a C2 candle closure on ES, bearish, right? So we sweep a high, okay? So we sweep a high and we close C2, okay? Let's just no. Right, so we close here, okay? Right, so this is a C2 candle closure, right? So H1, you go to M5, right? And you check if you got the CISD, right? So you will see that we took this high and actually we had the M5 CISD, right? So this is the first confirmation for the model, right? Now, new candle will start here, right? So two things, okay? We will either have a successive up candles into this FVG, right? Or we can just sweep a high and go down, just like I showed you guys, okay? So we are going into the FVG, okay? Right? So unfortunately, this is not a proper CISD because we didn't have a swing guy in here, okay? So our CISD is this one, and as you can see, the RR is horrible in this case because the next row on liquidity I see is here, and perhaps the new week opening gap, right? So this is the analog, right? Or here, okay? So you take the setup from here. You can do stuff like that. You can hope for price not to go against you, and or try to have a 2R, like put your stop here or something like that, and then target 2R. Yeah. So as you can see in this case, TP was hit, right? So it's just as easy as that, okay? Let's try and find you another example, okay? So yeah, this was Friday example, okay? Oh, this is you trade candle 3 of the CRT, and you can use this model in conjunction with the universal model, all right? So we have this candle closure, right? So this is C2, right? CRT, okay? So here, CRT high, we closed C2, okay? You don't go mad and just short, right? But you wait for the confirmation, okay? So here, as you can see that we had the CISD in C2, right? So this is confirmation number 1. Okay. Okay, so this is CISD, right? Now, new hourly or new candle opens here. So you can wait for two things: a sweep of a high, right? Or FVG tag and CISD, but we don't have a FVG. So unfortunately, in this case, you can see that price just tanked, okay? So you don't go crazy and try to just short, right? But you wait for the same pattern to happen, right? So in this case, this is another closure, right? And you can take this trade for 2 hours, right? I don't know if it worked out, but we got tagged here, right? You can put limits on the order block, trust these bodies, and target 2 hours, right? This is how they do it, right? So you got another tag, and look at this, right? Crazy stuff. This works because as TTrades says, right? So you can hold this trade till the end of the hour because this is an expansion candle, and expansion candles will close will close at the wick, right? So they usually don't have huge wicks, so the closure there will be maximum expanding at the end of the hour. So you can, as he said many times, see, you can take your profits here, right, at the end of that hour, okay? So if you want me to give you guys more informations about the model, yeah, tell me that in the comments, and I'll be gladly giving you guys more information. And don't forget to go check TTrades and the other guys I talked about, right? Check their videos. Everything is free on YouTube, and you can use that to get more trades with our universal model and everything, okay? So just to put this together, right? So you have a CRT candle candidate, and you will have a candle that will take that high by only a wick, right? And close inside, okay? So the universal model, if this is a fair value gap, the universal model should give you the CISD with SMT here, and then you trade it for 2 hours, right? Or you don't trust, because you know, sometimes they mess about, okay? You don't trust this, and you try to take the next candle expansion or model, okay? As I told you. So this next candle opens into a fair value gap, CISD, you short, right? Next candle opens and there is a high from this candle, you wait for it to be taken, or SMT, and you short, right? You don't have a fair value gap or a high, right? You wait for it to be created. They will create a fake high, run it, say CISD, and then you take it, okay? So you can also take aggressively MMX FVGs in here, as I showed you guys in the MMX FVG model, right? But if you want higher win rate, you can do this, okay? So this is all about today's video. I hope you guys will like it, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Ciao, ciao.